Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing my top 5 Christian movies for 2024. Now, there are a lot of Christian films out there, and a lot of them are really good, like Courageous, Fireproof, War Room. There are a lot of cool ones out there. But there are some really good ones, especially in 2024 to watch, as some of them have some things that are relevant to current events, and some are just really like sci-fi and they are interesting. And then there's others that are just historical, like Revolutionary War type movies. So there's just a wide variety of Christian films. And I have 5 that I recommend that you watch in 2024 if you have not seen them already.
Is it the rapture?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Are you sure? I mean, are you really sure?
I saw it happen.
So coming in at number 5 is Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist. This is based on the Left Behind books. It's actually a sequel to the 2014 Left Behind movie starring Nick Cage. So the rapture's already happened in this Left Behind film, and Raymond Steele and all of the main characters from the Left Behind series are trying to figure out what they need to do. How are they going to survive this tribulation? And the really neat thing about this Left Behind movie is that it has current events in it. It mentions COVID. It mentions other things that have happened in recent events that really make it relevant to this time period where it kind of feels like this is what would happen if the rapture was to happen today. So that makes this film a really interesting watch. It is definitely a great film if you are a Left Behind fan, if you are just a Christian that wants to see what it might be like with the rapture if it was to happen today or in the near future. Just a really interesting film. Kevin Sorbo stars in it as Raymond Steele. So it's just a really interesting film that has a lot to do with what's going on currently and really makes you think.
High game, bottom of the ninth. At bat, Ricky Hill.
Coming in at number 4 is The Hill, based on a true story about a kid named Ricky Hill who wants to be a baseball player. However, he has braces on his legs and he can't really run. So he's not discouraged into the point where he doesn't think that he can do baseball. He is determined that he's going to be able to. However, his father has a different path he wants him to take. He wants his son to become a preacher like himself, and he doesn't want him to do baseball because he thinks that you can't do two things. You can either serve God or you can serve baseball. So there's a tear between father and son. It's very interesting to see how they're able to mend that bond. And it really shows that God gives everybody a gift. And he intends people to use those gifts in different ways. And that's just really a great thing about this film. And it's just really entertaining. It's a great family film, especially for those that are learning about God giving different people gifts and how we can use them each to bring glory to him.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen.
Number 3 is Sound of Freedom. Now, Sound of Freedom stars Jim Caviezel as Tim Ballard, who is a special agent who is going after these people that are doing child trafficking, and it takes a huge toll on his life having to see all this, and eventually he decides he's going to do a sting operation to stop this from happening, but he's going to realize that this problem is much bigger than just him. So therefore, he's going to have to form some friends, and he's going to have to find people that he can help along the way. This film is definitely meant more for an adult audience. Every parent should see this because it's important that you realize how serious of a problem this is. But nevertheless, there is definitely some stuff that children should not see in this film.
I don't think the benefactor's gonna shift you back to your wife because you asked nice.
I won't ask nicely. I will find a way.
Coming in number 2 is The Shift, the 2023 movie that just came out from Angel Studios. And this film is especially interesting to me because it's a Christian sci-fi film. And you don't get many of these. These really are rare. But this movie follows a character named Kevin Garner, whose life is upside down. After getting married to the love of his life and having a kid together, their kid disappears one day, and he kind of just walks off and is disappeared. So he and his wife are distraught. They feel like they're terrible parents, and they don't know what they're going to do, how to move on in life. And One day, Kevin Garner learns he's about to lose his job as well. So he's driving home to tell his wife the bad news when he gets into a car wreck. And when he wakes up, he's not where he thinks he is. In fact, he meets a person named the Benefactor who tells him that he's in an alternate reality. And in this reality, he has the option to have the life he's always wanted as long as he serves the Benefactor. Seeing that this might be fishy, Kevin declines and is stuck in this alternate universe where there's different types of RoboCop type people, and he's got to find a way to fight his way home to his reality and his universe so that he can find Molly and be back with her once again. So this movie is really interesting because not only is it sci-fi, but it's also based off the book of Job. So it really is educational and very entertaining. It has some really great actors, just a really amazing film. If you have not seen The Shift, I highly recommend that you check it out.
I will dismantle his plans piece by piece.
And for the number one, you guys probably already guessed it because you probably heard me say it on this channel before if you've watched. And number one is going to be Beyond the Mask. I really love Beyond the Mask because it's a historical fiction film that is based on the time period of the Revolutionary War. And not only do we see people like Benjamin Franklin and George Washington, but the story is amazing. You have William Reynolds, an assassin who wants to retire, but his boss doesn't want to allow him to do that, so he tries to have him killed. So William has to run and pick up the life of a pastor, and he has no idea of how to be a pastor and do all that stuff. So he's slowly learning how to do that, and he realizes that the only way that he can save himself from his past is by approaching God and asking for forgiveness. And the action and all the historical facts that are in this film is just really amazing. It's shot really well. The visual effects are amazing. Some of them, they have more visual effects than some big blockbuster movies. So it's just really well put together. The acting is phenomenal. If you've not seen Beyond the Mask and you love historical fiction and Christian films, I highly recommend this film to you. It's just really amazing. Let me know which of these top 5 you're going to watch, and if there's any other films that you would recommend that are Christian that could be shared to the community, and just let me know. I may not have seen it, and I will definitely watch that. Thank you, and have a good rest of your day.